Well, it is 3 o'clock and we've had major drama here behind the scenes on the Rim Junkie show. So we're 4 minutes late, but that's okay because you are in for a treat. I have the most gorgeous Mandy Maher as my special guest today. She is so well known. She's the owner of Catwalk Model Agency, probably one of the highest respected model agencies in the country. And she's also the owner of the platform by Mandy Maher. And I'll be talking to her a little bit about that. She's also a fashion show producer. She's an MC for events. She's an all-round amazing girl. Maura Mackey's down in Cork saying hello. Mandy, you are so, so welcome.
Oh, Anne, and I'm so sorry for giving you a heart attack, but listen, you can blame me fashionably late. Typical. I'm so sorry. How are you?
I'm great. I said to you when I literally couldn't get Mandy into the broadcast studio, and I said, and Ellen Geller, who's there, remembers these days, I used to be a theatre nurse, and let me tell you, when somebody is bleeding it out on the table and you're trying to tie a knot, you don't panic. So I don't panic. I try not to panic. Loads of the girls are coming in to say hello. Listen, I really am excited and delighted that you're here.
Today. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
No, absolutely not. It's my pleasure. The girls can't wait to meet you. So I'm really curious, the backstory, Mandy. How does the Galway girl end up owning one of the most respected model agencies in the country?
And it started out, to be honest with you, about 25 years ago. I'll actually tell you my history. I always wanted to be a model. That was my lifelong dream. I had no aspirations to be anything else. I wanted to be the top model of the world, and that was it. To living the dream. And it ended up, I modelled for years in Limerick. And I moved to Galway, where I had met, at the time was going out with, but since married my husband. And after about a year of being married, he's from Galway. I'm originally from Tipperary. So even though I'm living in Galway almost 29 years, you're still kind of the blow-in, you know what I'm saying? But Galway is very much my home. And if anyone asks me where I'm from, not that I'm disowning my own county, I love Tipperary and love going home, but Galway is home and very much home for me. So basically, I said to him one evening, I said, you know what, there's an opening for a model agency in Galway. And because any shows or anything that was ever on in Galway, all of the models were generally coming from Dublin. And I couldn't understand it. And literally in a space of 6 weeks, I had the agency, Catwalk Model Agency, opened up. And to be honest, I've never looked back since. And it's very much my baby. I love my work. And I'm blessed, thankfully, I'm blessed.
I just know that because I don't know you. We've only had one conversation, but I could get that warmth and that sort of empathy for what you're doing and pride in what you're doing. I see Ciara McWilliams is there. Do you know Ciara? She's a model.
Hi, Ciara.
She's another Galway girl too. Noel Cunningham is here as well.
Oh, it's 2 stars. The biggest of hugs to you. One of my most favorite people ever.
Listen, he's everybody's favorite person. He's just the most genuine, amazing guy. And yesterday, sitting in your seat was somebody that you know very well too. And I didn't know until I introduced you yesterday. And he said, I know Mandy really, really well. That was Edward Hayden.
Oh my God, Edward! I love Edward. So, I meet obviously Noel and Edward. We all meet above at the studios at Ireland AM in the mornings. But another lovely, lovely man, fabulous man, lovely heart.
I just fell in love with him yesterday. I absolutely did, as did all the girls. But you know, one thing that I was fascinated that I know, Mandy, many's the day that we emceed at events and presented together, and we'd be changing our clothes in the car outside. And I thought, where's the glamour in that, Mandy? There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. We all see the lipstick.
Honest to God, I reckon someday I'm going to write a bestseller of the last 22, 23 years because people all assume it's a very glamorous industry. There's no question about it. You meet amazing people. We do amazing work. But at the back end of it, no one really sees. As you said, there's times, I remember when we were starting out, we got dressed in hotel kitchens to go out and run a fashion show because they had no facilities for us to change anywhere. Or where we're working all hours of the day. We could be, for example, from Ireland AM, we're gone at 4 o'clock in the morning and we could be still working at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning and no one sees that side of it. But in saying that, you'd want to really like this industry to be doing it. There's no question on that.
But it's the pragmatics of it, the planning, the meticulous planning, the research, the venues, the people, the everything. Does your mind Is it always working in overdrive, Mandy?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, Anne. And it's never ending. It is very much 7 days a week. So you need to be able to take a back seat to it. And like myself, I've 3 kids, so it's a busy household, a busy home. And you do stretch yourself at times, but there is times where you have to say, okay, work needs to stay aside for a few hours and you need to make time for the kids, because I'm now at the stage where my children are adults. So for them to get to the stage of them leaving home, I don't want them thinking I was never around. So I will be the first person on the side of the pitch. I never miss matches belonging to the boys. And my daughter, I kind of bring with me a lot now with work, because she's at that age where she's 20 and she likes to be involved with the fashion. So we're spending a lot of time on work because of that. So it's good because we've good banters as well, like, you know. But it's
That's
bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. But you know what? I wouldn't do anything else, and I wouldn't change a single thing.
I was just thinking about it when I was sitting here, and for once I was on time, I was organized, and I was thinking, many's a mother has trouble managing their daughters. Never mind managing the egos, the tantrums, the everything of this huge group of women, young women that you have in your charge. How do you manage that?
But you know, Anne, it's funny, as I do say about my models, and they will tell you, they're like the 40 children I never planned. So I'm honest to God, I'm like their mother. And like there's times they'd be ringing me outside of anything got to do with modeling, and would be looking for advice on things. And I'd hope I'd be able to steer them on the right road. But I'm blessed with the team we have. And that's what it is. It's a team. Yes, I'm the front person. I'm the person that probably will sell the fashion show or sell the photo shoot or whatever. I'm the person that clients are dealing with. But ultimately, it is a team effort, because if the models don't perform or do what they're supposed to do, then we all fall flat. And honestly, I have an amazing relationship with all of our models. Like, I've never had an issue with any model in the 22 or 23 years I've opened, ever,
And
ever.
that's great.
And even with some of them that have moved on, have still always kept in touch. Like even last year, one particular model got married last year and brought Jer and I to her wedding, and she's gone from the agency over 7 years. So there's that friendship builds up over time too, because and that's the way we are. We're a team, and if you can't be part of that team, then I am not for you, and you're definitely not for a catwalk. So they have to be able to fit in, and is the bottom line of it.
And tell me this, because of this horrible year that we've all been through, how are you managing? Because the events are all live events, or used to be all live events. And the logistics and the planning of that took up so much of your time. So how did you compensate for that? Or what have you been doing for the last 12 months?
Oh God, and I the most do you know what? And I'm being honest, I had a horrendous most of 2020 work point of view. Last March, I'm one of hundreds of other businesses that in a space of 48 hours was pretty much wiped out of business. There's no point saying any different. We had what would have been the busiest year we were ever going to have in business, would you believe it, from the amount of shows we had booked. We're going to have a phenomenal year. And in a space of 48 hours, our life was turned upside down from a work point of view. And did I have a meltdown? I did. So it wasn't all rosy in the garden. And anyone that knows me now, and I'm very pragmatic, I'm very matter of fact, I'm very, what I call blunt. I say it as it is. I don't beat about the bush. Anyone knows me, I'll say it as it is, and it's done and dusted, and that's it. But I actually couldn't hack it that everything was pretty much gone, and having to contact my team and tell them that this is cancelled, that's cancelled, this is cancelled, that's cancelled, when you're trying to keep everything positive, was horrendous. And I think I was actually hysterical for about 2 days. And anyone that knows me would know, and that's not my personality. I've never in my lifetime would ever be like that, because I'd be always positive. It's like you when you and I couldn't come live a couple of minutes ago, and as you says, we won't panic, and I says no, because that is my attitude. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll get on. We'll do it. But it was horrendous, and my husband was worried about me. He was going to come home from work. Now, luckily, the COVID hasn't affected him. He's continued working all year, and he's involved in a medical company, so his job was safe and everything was okay with him. And I got up 2 days later, literally, and the tears were pouring down on my dinner plate in front of the kids, and they knew everything was gone. And I just turned around and just said, you know what? I can either sit and get self-pity and realize everything has been wiped away, or do what I was reared to do, and that's to get up and work and fight for what I want. And that's what I did. And that is
What did you
honestly
do?
what I did.
Seriously, what did you do?
I started doing things I never, in my lifetime, to this day, to this second, as I'm talking to you, I did things for the last 12 months I never saw myself doing, ever in a million years. So I would always be the person that's behind the camera, or behind, even though like that I do Ireland AM and things like that, and I hosted many events with the gorgeous Noel, and I've done beyond the stage, holding the microphone and doing that kind of it, but I never would have over pushed myself. And I said, okay, how do I get around this? And two very good friends of mine also phoned me and said, Mandy, you need to get your act together and you need to start moving on and getting out there. So I started up lives, and I started doing Instagram lives. And like that, the gorgeous Noel was actually one of my guests one of the evenings. So if I could sit, doing what you're doing is no easy feat. And you know that people might think this is very easy to sit in front of a camera and chat. It's not. It's very daunting. It's live. There's no going back. So if there's a mistake in it, which you talk as is, so there's no frills or flounces with it, and it is difficult. You understand that yourself. And so I started the lives, and I literally started phoning the people I've worked with over the past 22 and 23 years, and people that I know I would have been good to over the years and would have done favors. And I literally rang and said, I need a favor off you now. So I had amazing guests on. I had the likes of Lorraine Keane, I had Brendan Courtney, I had Glenda Gilson. So anyone I knew that was known in the industry, I pulled them in. And not one of them said no. No, they all 100% came on board
And
and did
that's
the live.
amazing. Like, you're
So it
much better
was.
known than I am. But nobody has said no to me either, really.
Yeah,
Nobody.
yeah, but it's the way you are though, and people, people are good. It's how you are with them, I think, is what it comes back to you.
I mean, you
And
didn't know me from Adam until I rang you. Edward didn't know me until I rang the same day that I rang you, probably. And you both said yes, absolutely, generously and positively. Yes, that's it. So what goes round comes round. So
yeah,
but you have a
I
really
always
curious.
believe,
Yeah.
though, none of us should ever lose the run of ourselves, if that makes sense to you. I mean, we're ordinary people. We're not on a pedestal. We're not like these kind of like, and I think, do you know what? I think if we were to start putting ourselves on a pedestal, we're in the wrong gig. Because honest to God, we're just ordinary people trying to earn a living and doing as good as we can. If we can't do favors, or if that substance, our heart is not in it to try and help somebody else, it's a bad, bad day. That's my attitude. And I honestly hope I would never change from that. If somebody wanted something, and if I genuinely think I can help them, I'd be the first on their door to do it. And I would hope that will never change. And I'd hope I would never have said no to anybody in the past. I actually don't, it wouldn't be in my nature to do it. I would hope I wouldn't anyway.
You are
But
amazing.
I'm not,
And
I'm not, I'm really not. You know what? I got together, we spoke about the models. So many of them found this year very difficult. So I'm trying to keep them motivated at the same time. I've always been upfront and honest with them. We set up a WhatsApp group for the very first time because it's a very individual work or job with all of them. And so we're all in contact every other day with each other. I was upfront and told them, lads, our business is gone, but Catwalk Model Agency is going to be back. And I need to know you're at the back and you're going to back me on it with whatever we're going to happen over the next 12 months. Not one of them said no. They said, Mandy, whatever you need to do, let's do it. We're together as a team. And so what we did last October, so many of the businesses that are our bread and butter all year round and have been for years have had phenomenal hits in regard to their businesses. And again, like myself, were pretty much wiped out overnight because a lot of them haven't been online. So a lot of them struggled. How do they get rid of their stock in their shops? So 61 boutiques we contacted that were clients of ours and our clients of ours, and we did free fashion shows for them virtually. So we got them to start sending outfits to the models' houses. The models in return started recording the outfits in their houses, sent me the video. My son, my 14-year-old son, edited the videos, and we put out over a space of 3.5 weeks, we had a fashion show every single night going out with the boutiques, and to try and give them a boost, and for people that were hopefully following our pages would go back and buy off them. And it worked. But the models all work for nothing. And there wasn't even an issue of asking them for nothing. They knew they needed to keep these businesses open in order for us to continue in business, and that hopefully down the road they won't forget what we did. So, you know, this is what I'm saying about teamwork. It's all very well for me wanting to do things and do everything, but if I didn't have those at the background to help me, I was at nothing.
Well, Mandy, that's
It worked
leadership.
out
That is
great.
true leadership, without a doubt.
Yeah, you know, they're great. And as I said, sure, listen, it's all about being together, and like, you know, and then like some of them found it very difficult. They've lost jobs themselves, or you know, no college, and you know yourself. And like, I mean, for teenagers, they need to be out. They need to enjoy themselves. They need to do the things. It's all part of a learning curve. I see my own 20-year-old daughter, and she's having to do college from home, and it's difficult because she's no social life. But in saying that, so what we do is we get together on a Tuesday night. The team, 40 of us in Catwalk, get together and do a half-an-hour exercise class every Tuesday night in Zoom. Because it's the one night we're all together and have a chat and have the bit of crack for 30 minutes. And we're all bouncing around the floor, and half of us are completely not fit. But you know what it is? It's bringing us together, and it's a bit of laugh, and it's letting them know we're all in the same boat, but that we're all there to help each other if we need extra help outside of that as well. So yeah, sure, it's mad, it's bonkers, but sure, it's brilliant at the same time.
And it's routine as well. It's a routine in their life, something that they look forward to.
Yes.
Because one of the feedbacks that I'm getting from these 3 p.m. lives is that people are saying they're at home alone. They actually look forward to just tuning in. And particularly now that I've got exciting guests like you and Noel and Edward and everybody else, they're loving it, and I'm loving it as well. And I'm just making it up as we go along. But you also set up a brand new business in the middle of the pandemic.
Sure, Ed, it would only take me. I told you I was bonkers when you were talking to me last week. You know, I mean, again, like that, with this year, we're pretty much not expecting. We're busy doing, as in we're doing some photo shoots and things like that. Our events are completely non-existent, and that's where I make my livelihood, is on events, on fashion shows and productions and things like that. And we do a lot of photo shoots for different hotels or boutiques or whatever the case may be. And the models we're still allowed to work with that because it's a digital platform. So luckily we're able to continue working with that, but it's minimal. It's not busy. And I've told models we're probably in for another tough 12 months. I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I'm hoping somebody can say, Mandy, you're wrong. I can't see much light at the minute. And so in the middle of it all, they all know that, but we're trying to keep them motivated, as I said. But we decided then, because of social media and because I probably got more in front of the camera myself in the last 12 months, which I never thought I'd see myself doing, but anyways, I set up a second agency, and it's called The Platform by MM. And basically what it is we now are representing influencers and social media content creators, and for Instagram and Facebook. So if clients want to book, or brands want to book these people to promote their products, they basically come through me to book them. So yeah.
That's
Do you know
ingenious.
what? It's been bonkers the last couple of weeks. It's been incredible. But really, thankfully, it's been going great so far.
But you're perfectly poised to do this, Mandy. You have those 20 odd years of experience. You've been brand ambassador for many prestigious companies, including our own McElhenney's, including Carrick Dunn. I'm wearing a Carrick Dunn dress today in your honour, girl.
Thank you, and me too.
I felt that. But so you know how this works, and so you can help them, because a young influencer might just suddenly find herself an overnight sensation, but she doesn't know how to handle the business end of things. She doesn't know how to set up contracts. She doesn't know how to get sponsorship. So it's a perfect marriage.
Absolutely, and it's all micro influencers, and we've taken on board. So they're anything from say 10 to 30,000 followers, but like, you know, the big thing with this and with influencers, they need to stay true to who they are, because the biggest mistake they'll ever do is that they're doing it for money. They're in the wrong place if that's what they want, because they have got to be true to the product that they're promoting, but also to their followers. So there's no point them saying, look at this gorgeous dress I have on today, if they realistically in their heart and soul won't be caught dead wearing it themselves. So they need to like what they're doing, and that they're staying honest to their followers, because if they don't, it won't work for them. It will not work for them. So that's why we kept it a very boutique style and kept it small. We've got 28 influencers, and whom we have, I'm very happy with them. They're a great crew. Very different from the models. It's a different kettle of fish completely, but interesting, and it's exciting at the same time.
And you've got our own Donegal girl, Adeline Malloy, as well.
I sure do. I've Adeline. Actually, I was only on to Adeline yesterday. She's fabulous. And we've got another gorgeous girl from Donegal called Holly as well. Holly McCree. She's the most beautiful, gorgeous little doll you've ever seen. Both
I've actually come across Holly on Instagram. Let me see. Mandy is great. She's around a long time, aren't we all? Because she's good at what she does, helping a lot of struggling influencers. Double glamour, looking fab, looking great. Oh, this is fantastic.
Thank you.
Anthea says puff sleeve and a denim jacket. I've got a puff sleeve too. Now here's one that I was a bit unsure about this dress because of the Maggie Thatcher type shoulder
No,
pads.
they're all in.
Are you serious? Okay.
Yeah, huge. They're very much on trend. Sleeves have been really a big part of any item of clothing for the past couple of years.
Because
Still there, not going anywhere. Still very much in trend.
But Mandy, is it because of Zoom? You're on Zoom and this part of you is seen and the rest of you is not, so maybe the detail needs to be in the shoulders? I don't know.
I don't know, they've just continued the styles. They haven't taken them away. I love them. Even this little jacket now is like that as well. But I kind of like it for a little bit of, because I'm not that tall. Like I'm only 5'5", so it's, you know.
I'm 5'2", you're tall. In my book, I call everybody tall. All the Galway girls are out today. Ciara McWilliams, Trish Collins, Eileen Henchy.
She's brilliant for always messaging me back on Facebook. Hi, Trish.
She's a fantastic Ring Junkie fan as well. She's brilliant. Lots of lovely hellos there. Lots of lovely hellos. Are you a trend girl in your clothes, Mandy?
I would say if I was to probably describe myself, probably today, yeah, because of the dress and what's kind of out there at the minute, but I would definitely be very classically dressed. I like pieces that I can mix and match or have in my wardrobe for a long time and then add to it. But there's days I kind of feel I'm nearly like in my 20s where I kind of like come out with something you've nearly arrested me. But anyways, and then there's other times I do like to be very kind of streamlined. I like stuff. I do like clothing that's fitted and structured, I would say.
And listen, you've got the body of a 20-year-old. How do you keep that in shape? Do you work out non-stop?
I started training actually with a gorgeous Donegal man as well, Paddy. He's Discover Fitness is his name, and we started training with him about 2 months ago. So I meet with him twice a week online on Zoom, and I'm tearing all around my bedroom with him. I'm like, I'm in one and he's at the other, and I'm going like, oh, do I have to really do this? And he'd be killing me if I don't do it. But anyways, and I walk a lot because, and the one thing I have done in the past 12 months, or what has taught me in the past 12 months, is I need to take time out. And I have learned to do that, where I need my hour out. I'm gone for my walk, away from the kids, away from the house, away from work. And so I'm walking quite a lot. And no more than your amazing, beautiful Donegal County that I had the pleasure of being with last year. We went on holidays to Donegal. We were blessed where we are here as well, because we're on the inlet, so we can see right around us. So it's beautiful, you know, so I'm lucky.
Okay. And beauty regime, have you got a very, spill the secrets now, Mandy. What does Mandy do to keep herself looking so amazing?
That today, oh God, it's enlightening. But anyways, again, like that, I go to my beautician, Angela Silk. She's based in Galway, an amazing beauty therapist. And Angela's great for doing peels and all that kind of thing on me. And I would be good for keeping up to date with my skincare, because obviously I'm mature. And I don't want to be too late in looking after my skin. And I'd say to anyone that's listening, now is the time. In your 20s upwards, you need to start your regime. And it's so important you stick to it. It's not a luxury, because we all want to look after our skin. But the one thing is, if you look after your skin, your makeup will sit perfectly as well. And that's the difference, like, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, I would be good. I'd be good for drinking water. And yeah, I would be pretty good at my keeping on top of my skin now, I have to say.
Okay. I do you're going to say.
Someone says I'm around a long time, it's making me feel 90. But anyways.
I'm around longer. Has anybody got any questions for you? Now is the time, ladies, if you want.
I'm sorry for over-talking, if I've over-talked or anything.
No, talk away. That's what we're here to talk. Somebody else saying, hi, Anne, Mandy seems so honest and down to earth. You're a breath of fresh air. You really, really are. How are you managing your hair during lockdown, Mandy?
Oh, listen, the L'Oreal spray is the best thing ever since sliced bread, is all I can tell you, because I'd be as grey as a badger if I hadn't got it. Literally. Amazing. That's what I'm doing, spraying my hair. I have to.
Me too. But you know what I did yesterday? I actually cut, I hope my hairdresser, Ashley Gaber's not watching, I took an inch, I cut an inch. I don't know, nobody noticed, and my husband didn't even notice. But apparently I didn't do too well at the back, but I chopped it. I just couldn't take any more. So I feel like... One
thing I'm missing big time is hair and beauty during lockdown. And do you know what? I know people have worse off problems. And honestly, I'm not being, denying on what's going on, and I'm fully aware of all that. But God Almighty, it's the small things. It's the things that give you a boost. You know yourself when you go to the salon and get the hair done, you're just feeling $1,000,000, or getting the nails painted, or whatever needs to be done. To me now, that's my ideal day out. If you said to me, what's your ideal day, I just die for it. I love it. And I know it might seem trivial to an awful lot of people, but it just makes you feel so much better in yourself.
I totally
Taking
agree.
pride in your appearance, I suppose. But and now there's days, believe you me, I'd be like the willow and the wisp, trust me. But anyways.
No, I agree with you on the hair. I swear to God, if I'm in bad form and I go for a blow dry or get my hair done, I walk out like a different person. It's like therapy. No doubt about that. So Mandy, what's your take for the next year? Where do you think things are going to take us, say towards the end of the summer? Will things open up again?
Honestly, Anne, I really hope, and I honestly believe, I don't think people can take much more. We are almost 12 months in a lockdown. Okay, I know we had a couple of months in between it, but realistically, it's been a full 12 months, and you kind of wonder how long more people can take. I think mentally, I think it's going to be a huge problem. I think it's a massive problem, even as it is. Honestly, I think what businesses are going to reopen. That's what's going to be scary, I think. I can't see much happening until the vaccines are probably rolled out, to be honest. And that's not being pessimistic, and I'd be the most upbeat woman and positive person ever. But I think it's going to be what we make of it ourselves. What I would say to anyone listening is take care of yourself, because if you don't do it, no one else is actually going to do it for you. You've got to want to do that yourself, and taking that time out and picking up the phone and chatting to people. I think that's also very important, not to be bottling it up. And having a rant rave, we all need it.
Keeping in touch with our friends. I've actually got into the habit of ringing my mother-in-law every single day, and I keep sending her little random gifts as well, just because it's the same with my girlfriend. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Two of our boys are away. I don't know when I'll see them again. That breaks my heart, but I try to be strong. Mother's Day was tough, but apart from that, I do try to stay positive. Shirley Kennefic is a Limerick lady, I think. Love the honesty. We're all about honesty here. We really are all the same, with the same worries and fears at the end of the day. You're absolutely right. But you know what? I'm going to end on a high, because I was sitting watching TV with my husband last night, and I had a glass of wine, which I don't normally do during the week, but anyway, I did. And I said, you know what I'm going to do when life goes back to normal? And I'm going to talk to Noel about this as well. I am going to host a live event, the Rim Junkie Show, over in Harvey's Point. Will you come with me, Mandy? Will you bring
I
your
would absolutely love that, Anne. I would love nothing more, because I love Harvey's Point.
Well, I'm going to do this when we can relax and enjoy and have the beauty treatments and have all of that, and all the amazing people that I've added on here. I'm going to invite all of them to join us, because I think it would just give everybody such a lift and something really nice to look forward to. And we could partner with a charity or something. But it was a notion last night, and I'm going to do
it. Count me in, Anne.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Felicia saying, love the positive chats today, ladies, making me think we're stronger together. We always are. The way I see businesses helping businesses and people helping people, I hope we remember those lessons when we get back to normal. I think we might. Maureen McGarvey said that's a great idea. Ellen says, good advice there, Mandy. How could it not be? Sure, listen, you just shine. You're radiant, brilliance, and you have this lovely aura about you, Mandy.
Thank you very much, Anne. And honestly, it's been a pleasure to meet with you. The last day we met, you rang me, and the conversation, as you know, went on for ages, and we never met each other until today. And you're a fabulous lady, and continued success to you, because I know you also started this business in the last 12 months, and it's not easy, Anne. I know how difficult it is to get there, to be in front of a camera and talk. People think it's easy. It isn't. And fair play to you for doing your bit. I admire you for it. And
that's the easy bit for me, Mandy. That is easy, but I find the setting up all the calls, setting up the studio, all of that stuff, I find that challenges me a bit more. Felicia's saying, by the way, Anne, I noticed your haircut yesterday, but didn't want to say anything. She thought I'd snuck into the hairdresser. My hairdresser would. No, I don't think so. Anne Ward says, give plenty of notice for Harvey's Point. Anne's in Dublin. Now, somebody else is there, and it was Mary White. She's in Rathfarnham in Dublin. In another world, in another life, probably, maybe it was her married name, she said that she used to meet up with you and somebody called Burke, Maura Burke, was it Burke? Maybe I'm wrong. It was fashion shows years ago over in Mayo and Galway. So there you go.
Thank you very much. It's just lovely to get those messages in.
Isn't it? It absolutely is.
We meet great people over the years. You know what? That's the one good thing about the work that we do. We meet amazing people. I honestly don't think I ever met anyone that's just, you know, being difficult. People are great.
Most people are. I totally agree with you. Other girls are chatting among themselves. Now, 2 of them are organising to go to the Harvey's Point gig.
I watch Lucy when he's all this mad group of women coming together to sing to the Harvey's Point.
And we'll get Edward up to do a cook-up as well for us or something. But wouldn't it be amazing? Absolutely. Yeah. And that was an ocean last night. But listen, it was a pleasure.
You know what now? Don't think about it. Do it.
Okay.
Set your date and go with it.
And you know something?
Follow it.
I keep this on my desk. You probably can't see it because it's back to front. Do you know Susie O'Neill, AU Makeup, AU Cosmetics?
I heard of her, yes.
She's an amazing girl. She's actually going to come on with me here in a couple of weeks. But when you get your makeup from her, and it's a superb product, it's Irish, she has a little card. It's a Theodore Roosevelt quote: "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." And I do believe that. I swear, I really do believe it. So it starts here, and then you work towards it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all organising the date for. Well, we'll pick a date. It will be down the road, but we will definitely do that. Mandy, you're an absolute superstar. And I was terrified earlier that we weren't actually going to get, that I wouldn't be able to pull you up. But anyway, whatever happened, it doesn't matter. The girls don't mind that we were 4 minutes late.
You can blame me. Sorry, Anne.
I'm often late. Tomorrow, I've got a lovely Irish designer called. Oh Christ! I've just got a blank. Bernie, oh Bernie, don't kill me. Tweed designer, the beautiful collars. Help me out here, please. This is desperate.
Not Heidi Higgins.
No. She does the most. She's doing headbands and things at the moment with lovely twists in them, and she's got her work is very distinctive. It's beautiful pleated tweed. She's actually a textile artist, and she trained as an interior designer as well. So she's got a really, really good eye. You'll have to tune in tomorrow for Bernie. Oh gosh, that's embarrassing. But anyway, Neil is coming to tell me who it is. Go on.
No, it's not, because it could easily happen.
Tell me. Bernie Murphy. Oh my God, that's a bit like forgetting my own name. How could I do that? But she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. They're all ready for Harvey's Point. They're packing their bags already. Mandy Maher, what a pleasure that was. And thank you so much. I really, really mean that from the bottom of my heart. You go, girl.
Thank you for asking me. I very much appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time.
I'm so glad I did. So girls, I'll be back tomorrow with Bernie Murphy. We'll be talking all about textiles and fashion and the use of Irish tweed in design and fashion. So as always, stay safe and stay fabulous. And I'll see you at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you so much, Mandy. You're a superstar.
Thanks, Anne. Thank you.